In the hush before dawn, a thin thread of light brushes the marble edge of an ancient temple. The world is still, only the faint rustle of wind through columns and the slow breath of someone waiting to understand. This is where philosophy begins, not in books or classrooms, but in silence, in that moment when the soul first asks, "What is this? And who am I within it?" Thought awakens like a candle in a darkened hall. Its flame does not merely illuminate the world, it reveals the one who sees. Long before philosophy became a discipline, it was a prayer. Before it became reason, it was awe. The early thinkers of Greece did not separate knowledge from spirit. To them, the world was alive, a breathing intelligence that spoke through fire, stone, and water. To philosophize was not to debate, but to remember, to recall that we are part of a greater harmony. Each question was a form of devotion, each idea a quiet step toward the divine. The word itself, philosophia, means the love of wisdom, but not the wisdom of information, the wisdom of being. To love wisdom is to fall in love with truth, knowing you may never possess it. It is to walk toward light, even while your shadow stretches behind you. Every philosopher at the core is a mystic who refuses to surrender his clarity. Every mystic is a philosopher who refuses to abandon his wonder. The line between them is thinner than we imagine. When Socrates spoke of the examined life, he wasn't describing analysis. He was describing awakening. To examine is to turn inward, to see the patterns of thought itself, as if gazing into a still pool and realizing the reflection looks back. Plato would later write that the visible world is but a shadow of eternal forms. But even he understood the forms are not elsewhere, they live within us. The ascent from the cave is not a journey through space, but through consciousness. To think deeply is to begin remembering what the soul already knows, and to remember is to awaken. In every age, this bridge between mind and spirit reappears. Plotinus called it the flight of the alone to the alone. He taught that thought, purified of noise, becomes vision, and vision, purified of self, becomes union. Centuries later, mystics across the world would describe the same awakening. The Desert Fathers, the Sufis, the Zen poets, all speak of the same still center where thought dissolves into light. What we call enlightenment is not the discovery of something new, but the recognition of something eternal. It is the moment when the mind ceases to reach and begins to receive. In our age of endless information, contemplation has become rebellion. We scroll, we speak, we simulate understanding, but rarely do we pause to see. The ancients sought truth as one might seek the horizon, knowing they would never reach it, but that the walk itself was sacred. Today, we often mistake knowledge for wisdom and motion for meaning. Yet beneath the noise, the same impulse still whispers, remember. When you feel the quiet pull toward nature, when you sit in stillness and feel time soften, that is the same awakening Plato felt when he turned from the shadows. It is philosophy in its purest form, the soul rediscovering its depth. There is a temple that no architect built and no eye can see. It stands in the silent center of every being, where consciousness meets infinity. To enter that temple is to leave behind the language of concepts and return to the language of essence. Inside, the boundaries between philosophy and spirituality vanish. Reason bows to wonder, belief bows to silence, and silence bows to what cannot be named. This is the true awakening of thought, when the thinker disappears and only awareness remains. The journey of philosophy is not upward, but inward. Each question you ask is a doorway, each doubt a teacher, and each silence a mirror that shows you the face behind the masks. To think clearly is a sacred act. To see through illusion is devotion. And to realize that the truth you seek has always lived within you, that is enlightenment. In the end, philosophy and mysticism are not two paths, but two breaths of the same soul. One seeks understanding through thought, the other through stillness, but both lead home to the same quiet center of knowing. So sit with your questions, let them open you, because in the stillness after every thought, a deeper voice begins to speak, and if you listen closely enough, it will whisper. In silence, thought becomes light.